Hey, what's up, everybody? So I recently did a post in the group. I said I was going to answer all of your questions tonight, so I'm going to answer all your questions. I just got to go to my laptop. I think it's pretty interesting. This co-working space is empty right now. There's usually a lot of people here. But if you're on the replay, you can drop your questions below. I'm just going to go pull up my questions real quick. You can check out this little space I'm in. Pretty dope. Yeah. Let me go pull these questions up. I'm going live from my phone so I could see the questions on my laptop. One sec. What's up, William? Hey, dude. I'm going to answer your question first because you're on live. What's up? We're going to give you a cookie. William, what question did you ask? If you're on, William, give me a hashtag live. I just want to make sure things are good. Or if I just can't, I think Facebook Live on phone is like really jacked up. Like I just can't see comments. I have an Android, so I don't know if that's a thing. Yeah, no one's commented, so I'm just gonna like my own post to make myself feel better. So William, what kind of growth should I expect doing basically no other marketing other than word of mouth and Facebook? First of all, that's a great, like word of mouth and Facebook is the best, and Instagram are the best things. Word of mouth is actually 60% of podcast growth. I've seen, there's a few studies that showed it. Word of mouth meaning from a trusted source. So word of mouth can be from a blog. It could be from another podcast. It could be from a story post. It could be from a friend. So word of mouth will always be the biggest source, because if we're best friends and I tell you like, hey man, this podcast changed my life, it helped me do blank, 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 and I tell you about it, the odds of you listening to it are very high. So what's up, everybody? Oh yes, I can see comments now. What's up, Maria Okello? I'll get to your questions next, Okello. But so what kind of growth should I expect doing basically no other marketing than word of mouth or Facebook? I did no launch, that doesn't matter. I just started recording and releasing episodes because I know nothing about what I was doing. Yeah, so honestly, you want to master one platform first before you try to like shotgun approach. So keep getting good at Facebook. I don't know what you're doing on Facebook, but one of the easiest ways is to create a profile funnel. You can look at my profile, or like just a way to promote your podcast to ideal people. And you do that by engaging in other Facebook groups with your ideal audience, liking their stuff, replying to their comments, adding them as a friend, so that when you do post in your profile, they see it. And the whole profile funnel is a whole nother thing, optimizing it so people know who you are, why they should listen to you, etc. What's up, Justin? How you doing, man? Do you have any questions? Drop them below. Okello, let me get to your question next, man. Did you have two questions or one? You had one question. This is a fun one. One important thing to get back your viewers after a long hiatus. So firstly, why did you go on a long hiatus without telling anybody? Was that you, or because if you know you're going to go on a long hiatus, you should just have content prepared, or you should just tell them that you're going to go on a long hiatus. Like people do that all the time. Like people do seasons, and so that's the first thing. Like, did you overcommit to doing too many episodes? And how do you get them back to start making content again? That's good. And then that's pretty much, podcasting is a long-term thing. It's a marathon. It's not like, you have to ramp up the growth. It's never just like grow a lot and then plateau. Like the good podcasts ramp up constantly. I promote my podcast to my group. And what's your Facebook group, actually? I didn't even know you had a Facebook group, man. That's interesting. Hey man, you spelled hay like a horse. Hay is for horses, Justin. Oh man. So I'm actually gonna like tag people that I answer their question in this live, so they know when to listen. So Gary, you're live, dude. Okay. Let me answer your questions. How do you? I just need some water. Sorry. How do you feel about paid media to grow an audience? Oh, this is great. So if you have a budget, then do it. And then obviously it's different per like and I'm sure you're aware, you're a marketing genius if you have pixel data, if you're doing cold, warm. Promoting podcast content works very well when you have existing paid traffic offers. So you can use the videos if you do a video podcast to nurture. And if they watch a certain percentage, then you retarget for your other offers. So the video would be to like a cold audience. We have a client with 250,000 downloads an episode. So if he's doing that many an episode, 10 million in June, how many episodes is he doing a month? Like I'm not Asian, so my math isn't that quick. But divided by 250,000, 40 episodes a month. How is he doing 40 episodes? Unless my math is wrong. Any thoughts? I don't know. You're gonna have to give me more. My thoughts is that's a lot of downloads. I don't know what the goals of the podcast is. Whether he has an offer or if it's like a sports podcast. Like it's very. It depends on. What's up, Daniel? What's up? Yeah. So paid media, Instagram stories work very well because Instagram's mobile based. So for them to swipe up to the app, it's like straight to the app, quick subscribers. So stories work very well. Messenger ads work well if it's to like a retargeted audience. Just a huge spike for no reason. There has to be a reason. Like, I don't know what host you're using, but some of them show referral traffic, like where you're getting streamed the most. So you also had the question, realistic expectations when launching a new business podcast. So podcasting can be used several ways depending on your business model. So I can't give you a blanket answer there. Some people, they might not care about the downloads or like their offers because that's not their business model. Their business model could be just talking to people and doing high contracts, and you can just use it as a way, an excuse to talk to the people that you want to be clients or have relationships with. We are featured in iTunes, Creative Collection, but we didn't do anything different. Yeah, I feel like you just gotta reveal the name, man. No, it's probably confidential. Yeah, so realistic expectations. Most podcast, 50% stop after 7 episodes. The other 50% stop after 25. So realistic expectations should be how many episodes are you going to commit to a week? That's realistic. Yeah, it's a very dynamic question. So I can't give you a blanket answer. School of Greatness. I've heard of that, actually. I've actually heard of that, Gary. I just got to check out real quick. Oh, of course, Lewis Howes. Yeah, you told me about that. Yeah, man. So let me know if that answers your question. I don't know if you want to give me more detail about your business model for your podcast. I can give you realistic expectations, but honestly, it's dependent on your email list, where you're promoting, if you have an audience or not. Like if you're doing Patreon, there's so many variables. So yeah, I tell people that the number one thing to set is consistency. Like that's the only expectation you should have, because you evolve and you kind of find your voice as you go, which is like, to me, can't put a number on that. What's up, Sean? What's up, John? So Vince, I'm going to tag you for this next question. Vince Trujillo. You didn't do a launch per se with your first 5 episodes, and now you want to relaunch and get some momentum. You don't need a relaunch, man. So a lot of people who I know who have podcasting agencies, they'll tell you the launch doesn't matter that much. I mean, so it matters if you have a big audience, but like we've seen the data, being on New and Noteworthy, like it doesn't really affect downloads a lot. It's just a game where you could put it in your bio, top 10 podcast, or when you reach out to people, you could tell them like, hey, we're New and Noteworthy. So it's just how you leverage it, but it really does not matter. People aren't listening to podcasts a lot from New and Noteworthy. It's usually it's from social media. Yes, Gary, definitely promoting your stuff. You can go to his website, I guess. So next question. Carla, don't we have a call on Monday? Carla, why are you asking me a question? I'm joking. Let me tag you, Carla, so you can see it. The process of picking a name you'll still love from a year now. Keep it broad, because that way, for example, podcast success secrets, that's broad enough where I could talk about anything in podcast and it would be fine, because it's a very broad name. So I wouldn't go too deep, too niche in your name where you can't pivot. So just keep broad terms where the words can't be misinterpreted. Like, the word entrepreneur to me can be misinterpreted to a lot of people, and people have different definitions. That's why we try not to use the word entrepreneur a lot in podcast. So be careful on how people perceive your word, the words in your name, but your ideal client. So you know the lingo of your market. I don't know the lingo of your market. You know how they talk. You know what they talk about. Ken, what are your thoughts on buying paid ads to promote your podcast? Any insights on how to utilize Facebook targeting tools? I'm not looking to target people I already have in Facebook groups. I'm looking for cold traffic. Yeah, so I don't know if you have any pixel data, or if you know your ideal person, demographics, if you have any existing data, that obviously helps in targeting. Video works great. And Instagram stories, like I was saying before, you just have to test. Also location, because podcasting is global. You can get subscribers around the world. It's very cheap if you target like India, but at the same time, like, are those the type of people you want going up your value ladder? I don't know. So there's a lot of variables. You just have to test. It's different for every niche, so I can't give you a blanket answer. But Instagram works very well right now. It's a little expensive, stories right now, depending on what you're targeting. I'm not really looking to target people I already have. So so what I like doing, so you don't waste money, is to either try to get their email or to try to get them on a messenger bot, so that you can still market to them after they've shown interest. So send them to a listening page where you can pixel them, and I have 100,000 people in my target Facebook groups. Oh, doesn't Facebook group, don't they have pixels now? I feel like we have pixels now, but I haven't used them. Dang, I think I got to get on that. Hey, Carla, if you're watching, I already answered your question, just so you know. So you might have to see where I tagged you in the replay. Jay Christ, let me tag Jay Christ. Hey, whoa, dude, perfect timing. I was literally about to tag you, Jay Christ. I feel like I'm just a god. I can just tell people to come on and they show up. How to create and why longevity evergreen content is important for your podcast. So how to create content. So I've been lately, Carla, you could watch it. Whenever I tag you, just figure out what time stamp that was. But yeah, I think I told this to you, Carla, too, what I'm about to tell Jay. You want to do one of 5 things that I found works very well. This is in Expert Secrets. You either want to encourage people's dreams. So how are you, your ideal audience, how are you encouraging their dreams? You want to justify their failures. So whatever they failed in, you want to tell them it's okay, why they failed and how to not fail next time. You want to, and actually Sean, we talked about this on our last live. You want to confirm their suspicions. So there's a lot of suspicions in your market for design. It happens all the time, whether it's with softwares, whether it's with platforms. You want to allay their fears. So any fears they have, how can you kind of like make them not be afraid of it? And then you want to help them throw rocks at their enemies. So, yeah, hope that answers your question. And longevity, evergreen content, if it's, if it falls into that category, it should be evergreen. It shouldn't change. So, hey, this is a good question. What's up, homie Jay? What's up? How to land a white whale guest, which is a big guest. So we're actually experiencing this with a client right now. He really, literally, guys, he signed us, and he's like, I'm going to be happy when I get on Joe Rogan. And he's really big. Like, he can't get on Joe Rogan right now. Like, he makes a lot of money, and he's done a lot of crazy stuff. But when it comes to people who are that big, you have to work your way up in the circuit, and they have to see you on other big podcasts first. So if you really want to get the big person, if if they're like an A level player, get B level players first, get C level players, get D level players, and work your way up. Like if I can get Gary Vee tomorrow on my podcast, that's gonna be such like a lot more people are gonna say yes who are big when I reach out to them because they're like, oh, he did it, I will do it. So that's one of the easiest ways to get guests is working yourself up the chain, and to do that, you have to create your own dream listener like spreadsheet and outreach to them. So you have to track. So Scott, let me tag you real quick. I was supposed to do that first so you can see that. Yep. So Scott, if you're watching, just answered your question. Comments? No. Vince answered your question. Did I answer everyone's questions? Oh, I thought there was more questions. Okay, I answered everyone's question. If you have a question, drop it below while I'm still on live. Yeah, I think that's everyone. No launch. Gary, you're the man. Okay. Hey, what's up, Veronica? John Albert Ferguson. I gotta get John. I gotta get you in this group. If you guys don't know John, he is one of the coolest salespeople out there. Like, I love him. So, yeah. Hey, John, give me a question. I'm out of questions. I'm dry. I need to be reloaded. Give me a question. Otherwise, I'll just pass out because it's 9 p.m. and no one's in the co-working space, just me. Yeah. So I was actually just going to record some videos because we're redoing all the videos in our course. So fun times. Yeah, I plan on doing these like just Q&A, ask me anything beforehand, probably a day before, like once a week. So would love to help you guys out just because I'm in a unique position where I'm working with a lot of cool people in different industries. So I can kind of so guys, this is something I'm really excited to share. Apple is going to change all of their categories at the end of summer. I don't know when. They said at the end of summer. I don't know what. I think it's going to be sometime in August. They never tell. I hate Apple. They don't tell you shit. They don't give you any data. Like, it's really bad. So they're going to remove a lot of categories and they're going to add even more categories. So this is what's going to happen. There's going to be a huge vacuum in the charts. So a lot of the category, like I'm in the category of like podcasting right now, they're going to remove that category. But for these new categories, all of the old podcasts, they're going to be very slow and they're not going to be in these new categories because they have to manually do it. And then like there's only so many new podcasts and not all of them will be in these new categories. So you can easily be like top 100 in the world in these new categories if you're quick enough. And I think there's going to be a lot of like free traffic once these new categories are going to be released. We're going to put all of our clients in these new categories because there's going to be a vacuum. Just letting you know. I'll drop the news when the new categories are out in Apple because once it happens, I'm going in these weird categories because I just want free exposure. Questions. My phone is not updating. John, you asked a question. What's the best way to tie content into storytelling for podcast? How about that one, cowboy? That's a cowboy emoji. What's the best way to tie content into storytelling for... Dude, you already do it good. I don't know why you're asking me this. So obviously parables work good. Case studies, examples to give people like... because a lot people have a logical part of their brain that they need to be served as well. So that always works good. So give real life examples. And it doesn't have to be just your experience. It could be stuff that you've seen has worked or that you've seen with your eyes that happen to other people too. Veronica, I hate Apple too. Apple sucks. I'm totally against Apple. This is the only thing I'll ever buy from them, their headphones, because I'm a very simple guy. But Apple sucks. Only because everyone thinks Apple's great. Like, they haven't invented a product in like 10 years ever since Steve Jobs died. I'm not against. What's up, Marcin? Nice hair, dude. This is genetics, whatever. You told me to ask you a question. Why I thought okay, I'm John. We just got to get you on a live, bro, because you have a lot of bombs to drop. Yeah, Veronica, do you agree with me, by the way? Like, I think that when a company stops innovating, I want to stop supporting them because they really haven't, like, AirPods are not an invention. It's just Bluetooth headphones. How do we get more listeners outside of providing good content? There we go. Adam, good question. You have to game the algorithms, dude. So it starts with knowing your ideal audience and your market and where they exist. What are your competition, the best people in your market? What are they doing that's working? And just model it, but just have a unique message that's different. For some people, it might be Pinterest. Learn the Pinterest game. Instagram's like for everyone. I think everyone should be dominating Instagram. I love Apple. Carla, how do I remove you from the group? I'm joking. I'm totally joking. Do everything Daxy. Oh, man. Yeah, Adam, so I hope that answers your question. How do you get more listeners outside of prep? So engaging a lot. Facebook groups are one of the best ways to get people. Like Veronica, how did you figure out you probably just joined the group, Veronica. You're probably not a good example. But other people, like I've just liked their stuff and replied to their comments in other Facebook groups. And then they go to my profile. They're like, oh, I like what he's doing. Then they're like, how do I learn more about them? They go to my group or they go to my podcast. So it's one of the most, what's interesting too is I'll go to big Instagram accounts and of my competition, like the biggest people, the category kings. I'll see who's commenting on their photos because they're usually their friends and who they're replying to. And then I'll go to their profiles and I'll like their stuff and I'll add them. And it's very manual, but, oh, Carla, you're still in the group? What are you doing here? I'm joking. Play by the rules of the platform. Yeah. So leverage algorithms. Facebook profiles are really good to start and then move them to a Facebook group. That's what I did. If you guys go back to my Facebook history, if you go to my videos and you go all the way back in time, I did all my lives on my personal profile. And then I eventually just do them in the group now. But when you start out, personal profile is the best for the algorithm. Yeah, I hope that helps, Adam. If you want a little more description, I know you're targeting entrepreneurs, so being interviewed is a great way to grow, and doing outreach to do that. So yeah, hope that helps, guys. I think that's all the questions. Yeah, so if you guys don't have any questions, I'm going to hop off here. I want to do this every week, just like a Q&A. So yeah, and if you guys have any questions, ask them in the Facebook group. I'm really trying to grow the Facebook group. Hashtag no shame. And yeah. Oh, Alex has a question. If I didn't upload podcast episode for a while, should I continue uploading it there or close it and start a new one since I don't have many episodes? How long is a while? Yeah, how long is a while, Alex? And yeah, just keep using the same feed. Unless it's a whole different topic and it's a whole different podcast and start a new podcast, but just keep using it. And yeah. But I don't know what struggles you're running into on why you stopped uploading, but let me know, man. How did you grow your Facebook group? It's emoji face. I don't know what that emoji face means. It's sad. So you have to do a big release or freebie or incentive for people to join your Facebook group. And then there's a whole Facebook strategy that I'll be getting into here soon on how I grew the group. I'm actually going to be, because I'm literally filming some courses right now for our launch offer. We're launching Facebook groups now for clients and then for the course. So I'm literally putting up a lot of documents on our whole strategy. But the biggest thing is, getting a good 50 to 100 people who requested and then accepting them all at one day. And then right when you get that group started, doing a lot of Facebook Lives, getting a lot of engagement. So Facebook knows it's an active group and it'll actually show the content to its members. And yeah, the first month or two is very important to getting engagement started. Once you have it kick-started, it can kind of go organically as long as you're active. I'm not the best example because I don't go... I actually want to do a lot more with this group. That's why I'm live right now, just being honest. Sorry, wrong emoji. That's never fun. Yeah, just don't use the eggplant emoji ever. A month and a half. That's a long time, dude. Just keep posting, man. Just tell people why it took you a month and a half. Be honest, and then I don't know why. And yeah, and then just keep posting. You can always make up for it. So just figure out why it took you that, like what you messed up, and then try not to do that again. That's the best advice I can give you. We're trying to grow ours. So you want to have a promise in your group. I'm trying to think of. Yeah, there's a lot to actually, Veronica. I'm gonna probably do some more lives about this on some strategy, just because, so I can be prepared and give you a cool little, some documents and stuff. Yeah, because I one of our clients actually, Andrew Cruzy. He's, if you look him up, he teaches people. He has a course called Group Growth Monetization Blueprint, and he teaches you how to launch a Facebook group and launch a course at the same time. Like when I launched this group, my course did 12,000, and then there was only like 300 people in there, and it could have done more. It was like a small course, but yeah, I'll probably have to do another live about that when I'm actually like prepared mentally, just because we're actually like redeveloping frameworks for Facebook groups, like launching them. But Facebook groups is one of the most important things right now, I think, because I've gotten like 1,000 emails from this group, and like I didn't pay a cent. Like Facebook promoted it for me, and it was just this year. So it's a powerful tool. You just gotta have it requires some market analysis and also your brand, what's different about you and your message, and how can you position it that way, and what's your unique promise. So hope that helps. I'm gonna sign off here. Thanks guys for engaging, commenting. Yeah, if you appreciated this, give me a hashtag value. Let me know if you want me to do this. I feel like doing this every week, but if I do it multiple times a week, that's fun too. So yeah, I actually have a new episode coming out tomorrow. It's pretty fun. It's called Podcasting for Your Personality Type. I realized you can't give the same answer to everyone when it comes to helping them with their podcast, because it depends on you. Every podcast has a different strategy and navigates differently, especially when you are the podcast. And I talk about my experience, how because I'm introverted, how I run my podcast and how I have to be held accountable in certain things, how I have to hire a team for certain things. But other people are more like, there's a personality test called DISC. If you're more dominant, you can do more, So yeah, I dump on it. I dive into it. When I jumble my words, that means it's getting late, guys, just so you know. Yeah, so that's coming out tomorrow morning. So guys, appreciate it. Thanks so much. I'm going to bounce. Peace out.